In 1986, Disney partnered with Lucasfilm to produce a 3D short film for their parks titled Captain EO. The short starred Michael Jackson, was directed by Francis Ford Coppola, and executive produced and written by George Lucas.
Wow! It looks like Michael Jackson's coming right at me!
The film played in Disney parks until 1998 and sparked a partnership that would change the entertainment industry forever. After Captain EO's success, Disney approached George Lucas with the idea for a ride based on a little indie movie he made in the 70s called Star Wars. You've probably never heard of it. Lucas agreed, and in 1987 the motion simulator ride Star Tours opened at Disneyland's Tomorrowland, and 2 years later opened in Disney's MGM Studios, now Disney's Hollywood Studios, at Walt Disney World. Star Wars would continue to have a presence in the Disney parks across the globe, and as the years went on, Disney wanted to give Star Wars fans more Star Wars in the parks. And in 1997, Disney devised this: Star Wars Weekends. As I mentioned earlier, Star Wars Weekends began in 1997 and had an interesting run from there. After 97, Star Wars Weekends returned in 2000 and 2001, skipped 2002, and then ran annually from 2003 to 2015. As the name suggests, it was a Star Wars-themed event held on weekends. On Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, for 4 weeks in May and June, Star Wars took over Hollywood studios. There were exclusive character meet and greets, special entertainment offerings, celebrity guests, and Star Wars-themed costumes for Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy, as well as a brand new astromech droid named R2-MK. Some of the special entertainment included fireworks spectacular set to John Williams' score called Star Wars: A Galactic Spectacular, a daytime parade featuring the event's celebrity guests and the 501st Legion cosplay group, a talk show hosted by James Arnold Taylor, the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Clone Wars, a trivia show hosted by Ashley Eckstein, the voice of Ahsoka Tano in the Clone Wars, and Snig and Oopla's Hyperspace Hoopla, a musical variety show and dance competition where your favorite Star Wars characters would dance to pop songs, which, if you couldn't tell by the title and thumbnail, is the subject of this video. The Hyperspace Hoopla began in 2006 and was hosted by two original characters named Snig and Oopla.
I'm Snig. And I'm Oopla. And this is Snig and Oopla's Hyperspace Hoopla!
Are they work colleagues? Are they brother and sister? Are they a couple? I don't know.
I don't know.
And that doesn't really matter, because there isn't a whole lot of backstory behind these two. They're just funny entertainers hosting a dance competition. No one's watching the Hyperspace Hoopla for lore. They're watching it because dancing stormtroopers are funny. The Hyperspace Hoopla started off pretty small, but got bigger and more elaborate as time went on. The first year's Hyperspace Hoopla was pretty simple. 2006's show was held on the Rebels stage, where the Jedi Training Academy shows were held next to Star Tours, and saw Snig and Oopla teach guests a variety of dance moves inspired by different Star Wars characters like Jawas, Chewbacca, Tusken Raiders, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Jango Fett, and Jedi. The show was then preemptively shut down by some stormtroopers. They ushered everyone off stage, but one stayed behind and busted a little move before the show would actually end. This is the first of what I'll call the Gen 1 shows. All the Hyperspace Hooplas held at the Rebels stage would lay the groundwork for what the show would eventually be known for in later years. 2007's show added the dance competition element, which would instantly become the show's defining characteristic. The dance competition was called Dance Off with the Star Wars Stars, a playoff of Dancing with the Stars, which began airing on ABC a couple years prior. Groups of Star Wars characters would dance to different songs and compete to see who would win based on audience reactions, though the winner was always predetermined. The first year's contestants were Chewbacca and a Jawa, Luke Skywalker and Leia Organa, and Padme Amidala and Darth Vader dancing to 70s disco in honor of the 30th anniversary of A New Hope, released in 1977. Luke and Leia won the competition, and they made some incest jokes. That's just fucking great. Yay. Also, Padme and Darth Vader weren't very pleased that their kids beat them for some reason. I get Vader not celebrating because, he's a bad dad, but Padme would have been proud of them, I feel. Anyway, they both storm off stage and fight, so there's that. In 2008, we got the addition of Stump the Band. In this segment, Snig would ask the audience to suggest songs for the modal nodes, aka the Cantina Band, to play, as he claims they can play every song ever written.
This band, right here, you are looking at the most versatile band in the galaxy.
Are you kidding me? Their repertoire is bigger than Jabba the Hutt's waistline.
It's bigger than Anakin Skywalker's ego.
It's bigger than a stack of Jar Jar Binks' hate mail. Come on, what do you say?
That's big, I can't top that.
Well, these guys can play any song in the whole universe. We're gonna test that theory out right now as we play Stomp the Band!
But the joke is that they don't know any songs other than the Cantina theme, and just play that every single time until Snig unintentionally says the title of a different song, and they dance to that.
God, you're supposed to take this seriously. When I ask for Weird Al Yankovic, you're supposed to play Weird Al Yankovic. I want you guys to shake, shake, shake your booty heads.
Oh my gosh, Sniggy! You are spitting all over the place, and you're cranky.
Well, I want them to crank that.
This segment sucks and unfortunately lasted a very long time. 2008 also saw the beginning of the dance competition's ongoing format. Initially, 2 teams would enter the competition, but then the Empire would join in with a last-minute third entry. For the Gen 1 shows, the first group was Chewbacca and Jawas. The second group was all female characters, which at the time were Padme, Leia, Zam Wesell, and later Ahsoka Tano and Aurra Sing after the Clone Wars premiered in 2008. This year, in their place, are a Gamorrean Guard and an Ewok. I don't know if they're here because they're supposed to be female, or if someone thought it would be funny seeing a big pig and a teddy bear doing feminine dance moves. I'm gonna assume the latter. Then the Empire's group would be Darth Vader and a group of stormtroopers. For the Gen 1 shows, they always won. Chewbacca would then get really sad and would cheer himself up by starting a spontaneous dance party to close out the show. There's not really a whole lot more to say about the remaining Gen 1 shows. In 2009, Oopla called Chewie a sad little puff daddy.
What is the matter, sad little puff daddy?
And in 2010, as a post-show stinger, Boba Fett walked out on stage and danced a bit, which went viral and is more entertaining than all of the Book of Boba Fett. This trend of post-show surprise guests would also become a recurring segment in future Hooplas. Also, during this Hoopla, Darth Vader wore Michael Jackson's iconic sequin glove while he danced to Beat It, and Darth Vader dancing to Michael Jackson songs also became a trend, but I don't think it's like a reference to Captain EO. I think they just did it because that's just cool. 2011 is the start of the Gen 2 era of the Hyperspace Hoopla. The show underwent many changes this year, most obvious of which being the show now taking place on the event's main stage in front of Hollywood Studios' former park icon, the Sorcerer's Hat, instead of the Rebel stage next to Star Tours due to how popular it became and needing that bigger space. This made the Hyperspace Hooplas bigger and grander spectacles. More characters could perform, pyrotechnics and lasers could be used, and visuals could be shown on this little screen. The show would begin with Snig and Oopla singing a song set to the Star Wars theme, where they'd introduce the show and do a character roll call where they remark that Kit Fisto never shows up to the Hyperspace Hoopla.
Wait a minute, Kid Fisto never comes out!
What's this bum so busy with that he can't attend the Hoopla, huh? Fistin'? Probably. Also, they make another Luke and Leia incest joke. Man, that's just peak fucking comedy. Ha ha ha, I'm laughing my ass off. The Cantina Band would then come out and perform their one-hit wonder Cantina theme to promote their new parody album and play one last round of Stump the Band before it was retired forever. Thank the maker. The Emperor would then roll up and hijack the show, and Snig and Oopla would challenge the Empire to a dance competition with the fate of the Hyperspace Hoopla at risk. The stakes were high! Existent even! Palpatine would also over-explain slang terms for some reason. I don't know what that's about.
Your female skills are no match for the power of the dark side. We got mad skills, yo. We, as in those of us on the dark side, got mad, as in superb, exemplary, crazy good, skills, as in talent. Enough said. Yo, which is you, but we drop the you, because that gives us street cred.
Is it because he's old? The I don't know. The dance-off with the Star Wars stars now became a battle between good versus evil, with the Rebel Alliance's good guys and the Galactic Empire's bad guys competing against one another. Bad guys went first and usually consisted of Palpatine, his royal guards, Darth Maul, Boba and Jango Fett, Greedo, Zam Wesell, and Aurra Sing. The good guys would then go, with their team consisting of Chewbacca, the Cantina Band, Jawas, Padme, Leia, and Ahsoka performing. Palpatine would then have one last-minute entry, with Darth Vader and his stormtroopers performing. In 2011, the good guys won, and Palpatine threatened to return in 2012 to exact his revenge. Then they ended the show with a cool dance party, and oh god damn it, not another Luke and Leia incest joke. Fuck! Okay, in 2012, they dropped Stump the Band, and Palpatine drop-kicked Yoda. I want to do this to Grogu so fucking bad. Besides the removal of Stump the Band, the structure of the show remained intact, and the good guys would win once again, with Palpatine getting exposed with hidden camera footage of him taunting a Darth Vader punching bag, and then getting tossed down a ridiculously long chasm by Darth Vader, never to be seen again. Good riddance. We now arrive at the 2013 Star Wars weekends, the final year of the Hyperspace Hoopla. The Hoopla begins as usual with, oh cool, a title crawl, recapping the last Hoopla, and that's cute. Alright, let's see what Snig and Oopla have up their sleeves this year. What the fuck?
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Yeah, so Palpatine returned. Somehow. So this is where J.J. Abrams got the idea from. Interesting. Interesting. Anyway, Palpy has now claimed legal overship over the Hoopla and is now holding Snig and Oopla captive for their crimes against the Empire. Those crimes being beating them in a fair dance competition, I suppose. He sings his own rendition of the Hyperspace Hoopla intro song and gets turned on by Aurra Sing. Eventually, he lets Snig and Oopla speak, and after they ask him how he somehow returned, Palpatine says this.
Let me tell you, if I had $1 for every time Vader tossed me down a ridiculously long chasm, I'd have enough dough to buy a third Death Star. I'm talking gold-plated, blinged up.
If you've unfortunately seen The Rise of Skywalker, you'll know that Emperor Palpatine does not end up constructing a third gold-plated, blinged-up Death Star. Instead, mysteriously constructed a fleet of Star Destroyers with Death Star super lasers mounted on them, with little red lines painted on them, in case Disney wanted to sell toys of these that people would actually want to buy, but they never did, because this is fucking stupid. I guess Darth Vader didn't toss him down enough ridiculously long chasms. Then Snig asks him how he's still alive, and he says he doesn't need to give an explanation because of the show's ridiculous premise. You see, JJ? Here that works, because like I said before, nobody watches this show for continuity or lore or logical reasoning. They're only watching this because seeing an Ewok dressed up as Slash playing a guitar and Darth Vader dancing to Michael Jackson is funny. In a movie where you don't have that, you need to give an explanation for why you brought back Emperor Palpatine after his death in Return of the Jedi. Preferably not a half-assed one that you shit out in Fortnite. Is it obvious that I think this movie's dog shit? Yes? Okay, good, moving on. Palpy then brings out his evil fascist version of the modal nodes called the Two-Tones, who play their own rendition of the Cantina theme. They then battle with the modal nodes, who dance to the remix of Ain't Nobody Got Time for That, which was a viral clip of a woman being interviewed on the news after her apartment building burned down. That's an interesting choice of song, Disney. Snig and Oopla once again challenge the Emperor to a dance competition to see who will be the rightful owner of the Hoopla, and the show goes on as normal with the good guys and two bad guys teams dancing to Disney love songs. I mean 30 years of music in honor of the Return of the Jedi 30th anniversary. Basically any song released between 1983 and 2013. Not a great theme. Anyway, the good guys lose. Wait, they lost? Fuck. Now Palpatine's gonna be the Hoopla's father forever.
Thank you. All right. Good luck.
Hold the comlink!
Oh wait, Palpatine used a dance double while he was getting a massage in the American Idol Experience Red Room, and his team got disqualified, meaning the good guys won.
Rest assured, next year with Vader, Space Bubble, We've talked about this in personal space bubble. You're in violation.
Don't know the power of rehearsal.
Come on, big guy, don't get your armor in a wad. We're the dark side. We're supposed to cheat.
You have failed me for the last time.
Failed you? What are you doing? No, not again!
Bye-bye-bye.
Hooray! Thank you, American Idol Experience Hidden Cameras. See you in 6 years, Sheev! Everyone celebrates this victory by doing the Harlem Shake in Gangnam Style before Mickey Mouse walks out on stage, busts a move, says, "May the force be with you!" to the crowd, and then walks Snig and Oopla off stage. A fitting send-off to the Hyperspace Hoopla. Snig and Oopla's Hyperspace Hoopla did not return for 2014 Star Wars weekends, instead being replaced by the pre-show for the Symphony of the Stars Fireworks Spectacular. It was a show hosted by James Arnold Taylor where he'd run around on stage introducing different Star Wars characters, with Ezra Bridger, Sabine Wren, and Chopper from Star Wars Rebels debuting this year, and the First Order Stormtroopers debuting the following year ahead of the long-awaited release of Star Wars Episode 7 The Force Awakens, ushering in a new era of Star Wars at the Disney parks, one without the Hyperspace Hoopla and Star Wars weekends. 2015 was the year of the final Star Wars weekend, and later that year at D23, Disney would announce their plans for their largest and most immersive themed land to date, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. They wouldn't just be building one, they'd be building two. One in Disneyland behind Frontierland, which would reroute both the Rivers of America and the Disneyland Railroad, and the other in Hollywood Studios, replacing the Streets of America, which included the Lights Motors Action Extreme Stunt Show, and the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids movie set adventure. Both lands take guests to the planet Batuu, where they can live out their own Star Wars stories by piloting the Millennium Falcon, helping the Resistance in their fight against the First Order, and interacting with beloved Star Wars characters like Rey and Kylo Ren. Okay, maybe there's a Thunderbolts asterisk for them, but now at Disneyland, guests can interact with actual beloved Star Wars characters like Luke Skywalker, Leia Organa, Han Solo, and Darth Vader. While Galaxy's Edge isn't perfect with its initial controversial decision to be set between The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, two of the most divisive films in the Skywalker saga, and the infamous failure of the Galactic Star Cruiser at Disney World, it's been generally well received by fans, and Disney has made strides over time to improve upon its faults to please more guests. Having been there myself after it first opened, I must say it's pretty good. Cool. I do think it being in Disneyland proper is a bit questionable. It doesn't really fit in as well as the other lands in the park, but that doesn't in any way take away from the impressive work that the Imagineers did to create this land, and I'm excited to go back someday. Still gotta try Oronto Rap and ride Rise of the Resistance. There aren't really any events similar to Star Wars weekends being held at the parks today. Disneyland hosts a Star Wars Night After Hours event and did a Seasons of the Force event last spring, but they mainly consist of additional character meet and greets, new treats and merchandise, and special fireworks shows. No celebrities, no parades, no talk shows or trivia games, and unfortunately, no Hyperspace Hoopla. If there's one thing I've learned from Star Wars, it's that some of the best characters in the franchise are the random background characters who have the weirdest names and most inexplicably detailed backstories ever, despite only being on screen for 2 seconds. If there's another thing I've learned from Star Wars, it's that to keep hope alive. I'm optimistic that we may see Snig and Oopla return to the Disney parks someday.
If you attempt any funny business, you shall suffer the same fate as the last pair of hosts who crossed the Empire.
Enjoy your carbonite vacation, Snig and Oopla.
You motherfucker! We may never see Rey, Jyn Erso, and Ahsoka Tano dancing to Sabrina Carpenter songs, or Cassian Andor hitting the gritty with Luthen Rael, or the Mandalorian doing whatever TikTok song and dance is popular right now. I don't fucking know what that is, because I don't really care about TikTok. But the memories of Darth Vader embodying the King of Pop, the Rebel Alliance cosplaying as LMFAO, and a bunch of glup shittos doing Gangnam Style will live on forever. Snig and Oopla's Hyperspace Hoopla symbolizes a unique time for Star Wars at the Disney parks, a time when Disney wasn't focused on immersing people in the Star Wars galaxy and sticking to the pre-established lore of the franchise, and instead just having fun with these beloved pop culture icons. Maybe instead of Star Wars, they can bring this back with Marvel and have like Deadpool host a dance competition. He did one with Star-Lord and people like that, so I don't know, maybe it could work. As long as you have Spider-Man do the Bully Maguire dance, people will flock to Avengers Campus in droves and you will make billions. Call me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed your new favorite video, and I'll see you in your next favorite video. May the force be with you.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah, I fucking love Star Wars!